Okay, buckle up, deep divers. We're going full berserker rage into the rumor mill today. Wolverine. We're talking Wolverine's return to the MCU.
Me too it.
There is this YouTube video making the rounds, and it claims some things that, well, let's just say it's enough to make your head spin faster than a sentinel on a sugar rush.
All right, I'm intrigued. Lay it on me. What's this video saying?
So we're doing this deep dive for you because, well, let's face it, keeping up with all the MCU timelines and the rumors and everything.
Oh, tell me about it.
It's like a full-time job.
Absolutely, it really is.
And this latest news about Wolverine.
Yeah.
It's a lot.
Okay.
So get this.
Okay.
The video says Hugh Jackman is back as Wolverine.
Oh, really?
Even after Secret Wars.
Wow. Okay. After Secret Wars. All right. So they're really going long-term with this.
Yeah, and that's not even the craziest part. He might not even be on the first X-Men team in the MCU.
Hold on. What? That's wild. So they're bringing him back, but not for the main event.
It's like a soft reboot. You know,
a soft reboot. Okay.
like when Spider-Man joined the MCU.
Yeah.
He was still Spider-Man, but
Right. They tweaked some things.
they changed up his backstory a bit.
Exactly. Fresh start, but still the same old web slinger.
This gives Marvel a chance to bring Wolverine in,
Yeah.
but also explore new stuff with him.
Makes sense. They get to keep the fans happy, but also tell some new stories, maybe even explore different relationships with other characters.
Exactly. So where does this leave the X-Men, right? They're supposed to be coming to the MCU.
Okay. Yeah, that's the big question, isn't it? Everyone's waiting for that.
Well, this video suggests that
Right.
they might actually launch without Wolverine.
Really? Wow, that's a bold move. I mean, he's like the poster boy for the X-Men, isn't he?
That's what I thought. It sounds crazy, right?
It does sound crazy, but you know what? It's not totally out there. Even in the comics, Wolverine isn't always with the X-Men. He does his own thing sometimes.
Ugh. Yeah, that's true. He's kind of a loner at heart.
Exactly. There have been times when he's off on his own adventures, letting the other characters shine. And, you know, it actually reminded me of that new X-Men comic series.
Oh, the one where Wolverine's basically living off the grid?
That's the one. Cyclops tries to get him to rejoin the team, and he's not exactly jumping at the chance.
It's almost like the comics are giving us a sneak peek at what the MCU might do.
Right. It makes you wonder, can the X-Men on the big screen really work without Wolverine? I mean,
That's a good question.
will audiences even accept it?
Right. That's the million-dollar question. But it gets even wilder. This is where this deep dive takes a turn for the unexpected.
Okay, you've got my attention. Hit me with it.
What if, and this is where the video gets interesting,
Okay.
what if they use Alpha Flight?
Alpha Flight. Wow. Okay, now that's a deep cut. Most people
Yeah.
probably don't even know who they are.
Exactly. So for those of us who haven't had the pleasure of a deep dive into,
The Canadian superhero lore.
who are Alpha Flight, what's their connection to Wolverine?
All right, so Alpha Flight, they're like Canada's answer to the X-Men, and they have a long history with Wolverine, especially his past with Weapon X.
Oh, right. Weapon X. That rings a bell. That's the whole messed up government program, right? The one that gave him the middle claw.
Yeah, and messed with his memories and all that fun stuff.
It's all coming back to me now.
Right. Well, Alpha Flight has ties to both Wolverine and Weapon X. It's complicated.
Oh, man, the drama. Okay, I'll admit, when you first said Alpha Flight, I was like, what? But now that you're laying it all out,
Yeah,
I'm kind of into it.
right.
It's unexpected. It ties into Wolverine's backstory, and it brings a whole new part of the Marvel Universe into play.
Yeah.
I like it.
It's like opening up this whole other corner of the toy box.
Exactly. And who knows what other surprises might be hiding in there.
It's not just Wolverine either. We're talking Guardian, Sasquatch, Shaman,
Oh, come
a
on.
whole roster of heroes most people haven't even heard of.
This is great. We started with Wolverine, and now we're going deep on Canadian superheroes.
Yeah.
See, this is why I love a good deep dive.
Right. Always more to uncover.
But if Wolverine is off with Alpha Flight,
Yeah.
what does that mean for his role in the MCU going forward? I mean, Hugh Jackman?
Yeah.
He's a big deal now.
He's A-list.
They're not going to stick him in a supporting role, right? He's Wolverine.
Well, the video makes a good point about that.
Okay.
Jackman's salary,
Oh, right.
he probably commands top dollar these days.
He's earned it.
Exactly. So maybe this is less about giving Wolverine his own movie right away.
Okay.
It's more about, you know, strategically placing him throughout the MCU.
I see. So more like a slow burn, like they did with Thanos.
Exactly. Little hints here and there, building up to something huge.
Building hype.
Exactly. And let's be honest, Wolverine's got the history to support that kind of long-term storytelling.
Right. He's been around for decades.
Decades. He's tangled with everyone, been everywhere. It's the perfect setup for a slow burn.
And we haven't even touched on all the stuff with the mutants, the Celestials, the Deviants.
Oh, yeah. The source mentioned all that, too. Definitely feels like there are some cosmic level threads being pulled here.
It's all connected.
And Wolverine, with his history,
right,
he could easily be a key player in all of it.
Totally. Okay, so we've got Wolverine, potentially with Alpha Flight, cosmic beings running around, the X-Men on the horizon.
It's a lot.
It is. But there's one more thing about all of this legacy character stuff that I keep thinking about.
Okay, what's that?
What about the other X-Men actors from the Fox movies?
Ah, you're talking about the Patrick Stewarts, the Famke Jansens of the world?
Exactly. If Hugh Jackman can come back, could we see other familiar faces popping up in the MCU?
It's definitely a question a lot of fans are asking.
I mean, can you imagine? It'd be like a dream come true.
The nostalgia factor alone would be huge.
Right. But then again, do we really want to just rehash the same old X-Men stories?
That's the danger, isn't it? Fan service is great, but not if it means sacrificing creativity and originality.
Yeah, we don't need to see the Phoenix Saga for the 4th time.
Exactly. The MCU needs to keep moving forward.
Tell me about it.
And let's be real, there are a lot of logistical hurdles, too. Contracts.
Oh, yeah.
Actor availability, making sure everyone's on board with the MCU's vision.
Yeah, it's not as simple as just saying, hey, come be Wolverine again.
Exactly. It's complicated, but hey,
True.
This is Marvel. They've pulled off miracles before.
That's true. They do have a knack for making the impossible happen.
So who knows?
So much to think about. Okay, so we've got Wolverine's return, the Alpha Flight possibility.
Right.
And maybe, just maybe, some other familiar X-Men faces down the line.
Yeah.
So where does this all leave us? I mean, we've got Wolverine coming back, maybe teaming up with Alpha Flight, the possibility of other X-Men actors returning.
It's a lot to process.
It really is.
Yeah.
But when you take a step back and look at the bigger picture,
Yeah.
it feels like the MCU is about to take things to a whole new level.
I think so, too.
Like they've spent all this time building this incredible world.
Right.
And now they're figuring out how to bring even more into it.
And it's not just about adding more, right? It's about doing it in a way that feels organic, exciting.
Exactly. It's like they're saying, we trust our audience to follow us anywhere.
Exactly. They're not afraid to try new things, experiment a little.
And that's what makes it so exciting.
Right. We have no idea what to expect.
And they're not afraid to play with these characters, even the ones with a ton of screen, like Wolverine.
Exactly. I mean, if they're willing to shake things up with Wolverine, who knows what they have planned for other characters? It's like the possibilities are endless.
Endless possibilities. This is just the beginning.
Who knows what the future holds for the MCU?
One thing's for sure.
What's that?
It's going to be a wild ride. Well, Deep Divers, that's about all the time we have for today. We covered a lot of ground, from Wolverine's grand return to the mind-blowing possibility of Alpha Flight. And of course, we had to touch on the million-dollar question, will we see other familiar faces from the X-Men universe?
So much to speculate about.
Isn't there? It just goes to show the world of Marvel is full of surprises. And, you know, we'll be here to break it all down every step of the way.
Always up for a good deep dive.
That's what we do. Until next time, keep those theories coming. And remember, in the multiverse, anything is possible.